Okay, I'm gonna do a quick clap just to sync, the footage and the audio. Hello, and welcome to the MAV podcast. This is the pilot episode. This is amazing. We only have 2 people here. 2 of them are high schoolers. It's okay. We're figuring it out. I am joined by Diana.
Hi.
And my name is Eli. Hello. But I prefer everybody to call me Mr. M.
Mr. M?
Yes.
Why?
Because Mr. M was the name that I had last year from a lot of kids. Because I would teach the class. And it was fun.
I wonder if that'll carry on to this year.
I doubt it'll carry on to this year. But anyways, what type of topics do we have to talk about today?
Well, we can talk about how the whole new podcast room that we've actually started something new that isn't news.
Oh, right. Amazing. Yeah. So basically we have redesigned a room that it's a studio room. Basically we would use it to do photography, we could do filming, and not only that, but we used to have a news network called SENN, and it was Scott County News Network, and didn't do that all well. It did good our freshman year and our sophomore year, but junior year is when it started to slack really bad. And then this year we decided to drop all of it, and now we decided to, instead of just letting this room go to waste, we could make half of it for filming and photography into a podcast room, which is amazing.
Yeah, we just try to go with the trends instead of news is a good topic to do, but I think it started losing interest in creating and what to talk about, because it was the same stuff over and over. So doing a podcast was probably a good change for everybody.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah. But what do you hope that can come from this podcast?
A lot of experience, and kind of it's a community thing that we can all just talk our minds and have everyone else's input in. And I just feel it would be a good, way to just communicate different topics, what's going on,
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah. In other news, we have no AC in here, so it's really, really hot in here.
Having 6 lights on us is not helping. It's so hot in here. And there's 2 people in here, and the more humans we have in here, the hotter it's gonna get.
Yeah. Right now we have it all set. Well, right now we have it set up for 3 people. We have this mic that is only going to this computer because that's how we can only do it. And then we have that mic and this mic that are going to the camera right now. And I just realized the camera is about to die, so we might have to re-record all of this due to the fact that once this camera dies, it's going to erase your part. Yeah. So I'm gonna quickly turn off the camera, put in a new battery, and then we'll just start up again.
Or we could just cut and then go to edit it in.
That's what I was gonna do.
We're starting all over again. I was no, I'm not doing it all over again.
Alrighty. We will be right back. We're back. Hello. And that battery's about to die too. All right. We'll be back one more time. Just give us a second, okay? Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We are back for a third time after a third change of a battery, which is fun. And also, during the time being, we brought a new person to the table. This is Abby.
Hi. I don't know what to say.
Well, you just introduce yourself. Just say, "Hi, I'm such and such." That's it. Woo.
I'm Abby. Whoa.
Anyways, I don't remember what topic we were just talking about. I think it was AC.
Yeah, it was really hot in here. And now that we have not conjoined, 3 total bodies in the building room.
In the building.
Only
3 bodies in the building right now.
Just us 3.
We only consider this one room a building.
No, even in the whole
That's it.
building, in all of ECS. It's only us 3.
That's better.
Okay. I'm gonna try to dial this down for a little bit. Hello. Okay. Sorry. I was just messing with Mike. This is Mike, by the way. This is Mike. Okay. So, some topic to start off with, we can talk about how senior year is going so far with, the last year of school. And then we move on to bigger things like college or living. Oh, right. No, continue.
No, I was just going to say families.
Okay. Families.
Families,
And just other big things in life that is coming forward to us because we're adulting.
That's scary.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
So how's everyone's, third-ish week of school?
It's okay.
Okay?
I'm just going with it. Just kind of I don't know what's happening. Just try not to die. It's great.
I'm going pretty good, I'm pretty quiet over at the new high school. I just don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to get my work done just so I can come here. And there's Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Hey.
Yeah.
Mic check.
It's gonna come back so bad through here. It's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, senior. It's just another year at school. I'm just thinking about it, but it's our last one, so it's kind of sad to think about sometimes. The only thing I'm gonna miss is just ECS. Not like the other schools.
I'm not gonna miss the high school. I'm gonna miss the band, but not the high school.
Mm-hmm.
The high school you can leave. It's I can just leave the high school. It's fine.
You can go bye-bye,
Mhm.
Just don't come over here ever again, please. Thank you. Bye. What has been great so far for the school year?
Being at ECS, really. I always look forward to media arts and even English sometimes. We got a new teacher, Miss Burrows. Yeah, she's I don't know who I prefer. I don't prefer, but each Miss MacGyver and Miss Burrows, I think they're great, but I wouldn't prefer each or the other. But they have I'm warming up to Miss Burrows a lot. She's someone to really approach, and I don't know. I'm enjoying her class more than I would Miss MacGyver's. I don't know why. I'm not roasting Miss MacGyver or anything. Cut this out, please. Erase everything I just said. I love both of my teachers. It's just I'm just looking forward to class more. I don't know why. Probably because of this summer, but I'm probably gonna regret saying that next month.
Fun. Yeah. No ASMR for a podcast. We don't want anybody that's listening or watching this having to, take out their earbuds violently just because we're doing ASMR noises.
I don't know, maybe people like ASMR.
I know, but I know some people who don't.
I like annoying people with ASMR who don't like it.
You just looked at me. Who don't?
who don't like ASMR?
I don't know. That's a tough one.
But yeah. Another topic that is it's a pretty heavy topic.
Mhm.
It's just what recently occurred last week at the Great Crossing High School. There was somebody who came into the school armed with a hand pistol, and there were not shots any fired. We're all safe. We're all good. Everything is in order. But it was a very scary day. I don't know the full story, so I'm not going to try to elaborate on it or give false information out to everybody. But from my perspective, it was pretty scary. Yeah.
You two go to a Great Crossing, right? No,
I
you
don't.
don't.
Yeah.
Only you do. Only.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm so
I'm just
sorry.
kidding.
Oh my gosh. I forget. My memory is like the capacity of like a goldfish or something.
Oh my god.
It's so bad.
Wow.
But I'm glad you're safe though, and that no one got harmed or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what people are gonna benefit out of that. I just wish people would, get help and like talk about it, and not resort to violence.
Or I don't know what would motivate someone to be like, I'm gonna bring my hand pistol to school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I just don't get it. Like where are these signs? Like how can we properly tell that they're how can we properly notice signs from specific students that they're going through something and that they're willing to make such a vicious act or try to bring one into existence? Like, I'm not saying that all signs are very hard to see. Like, there are some signs of issues in a person that are noticeable, and some of them that they hide very well. And I don't get it. Like, why is it so hard to tell who's going through such a hard time and who isn't?
I feel like people know others are going through a hard time, but others don't tend to reach out to help. I know, personally, I was always having, a hard time, throughout school, and, there's not many people who are willing to, reach out of, their own personal space and friends to, reach out to help other people.
Mm.
So I feel like people don't really tend to care about strangers that much, though there are some people who are willing to, step out and, help each other. But I don't think people are, willing to just help others. I don't know why, but honestly, personally, I'm scared and anxious to step out, because I don't know if they're just gonna brush me off or something, or accept my help. I just feel a little anxious stepping out and talking to other people. I just guess it's just depends on who you are deal, if you want to help others.
I understand where you're coming from. Yes, absolutely. Do you have anything to say for it, Abby? If you don't, that's perfectly fine.
I don't think so. I think you all hit the point. So
I just noticed this is a Socratic seminar.
kind of. It's
Big brain.
This is amazing.
That's what we're doing tomorrow. Get ready.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Did you do your worksheet?
Wait, there's a worksheet for
We
Socratic
talked about this
seminar?
this morning.
I
on
know.
A podcast?
The thing of the questions.
I know, but listen, I have small brain. Small brain is
Do you
okay.
need to borrow my paper?
No,
Okay.
we're not supporting cheating whatsoever.
No,
We're
I
just
need
using
the
in
paper
this
of
podcast.
questions.
We do not support cheating on this podcast. This is.
I'm joking.
You heard that from her, not from me. I'm the one who's saying
I'm a
we're not.
responsible human being. I am a responsible parent.
Okay. Even though that was a hard topic, or like something that's a bit difficult, I want. How would you guys feel about swaying away from that type of negativity for the rest of the day?
I mean, yeah, it'd be nice.
Okay. um. So, I don't know what type of topic to talk about now. Jeez.
I guess like maybe like what ECS would be like when like next year we're not gonna be here. Do you think like there would be? Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, is this a bad topic? Okay, maybe we. I guess I didn't stray away from the negative. Change the topic. What are you guys excited for at ECS class?
No, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, we can.
Like,
we can.
Oh, no.
I feel like it would be nice to talk about just make predictions about how next year is. Abby, I know this is tough for you, but it's okay. You need to maintain happiness only.
We're gonna need some meditation and yoga with Miss Hayes.
Yes, I can bring in my incense and my sage. You know, during podcasts, we can have it burning like right here in the middle.
A fire hazard?
No, I don't think it is. It hasn't burnt down my house yet, so I think I'm good. But
So which topic are we gonna talk about? The first one I brought up, or the second one I brought up?
Well, let's make sure that everybody that is at this table right now is on board.
Are there gonna
And
be
not
tears?
yawning.
Okay.
No tears?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So predictions. I feel like it would be nice to talk about that. Who would like to start off with a prediction for next year without us?
You didn't have to add that last part.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that everybody understood
I'm
what we
making
were
myself
talking.
upset now.
Oh!
It's been stopped automatically. That is so maddening.
I think it's like near where I brought up the topic. Maybe because I think I saw it. Oh, the audio's gonna be real chunky.
It's gonna be real chunky.
Dang, I didn't know if I brought up the topic and it
Real
made you
chunky,
upset.
guys.
If I knew that topic would make you upset, I wouldn't have brought it up.
It's okay.
It made me upset now that it made you upset.
No, it's okay. It was a joking upset.
But it's still upsetting.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We're not gonna be here next year. See? It's upsetting. Oh, is it?
Is it record? Okay, it record.
Hello, and we're back for
Okay.
the fourth time.
Oh my gosh! That was insane. All right, this is so okay. Now I need to make a mental note in my head that when, after school I need to go to the store and get a much bigger SD card, so that this doesn't happen again.
Ooh.
But it's okay because it just stopped recording. We probably lost quite a bit of good footage,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
It's okay.
I don't know where to start from because I don't know where we lost.
Yeah.
Stop that.
It's perfectly fine. It's all bueno, good, bueno. Okay.
You can tell this is the first time.
It's okay.
Okay, so just to recap before we lost footage. Shut up, phone. We were talking about making predictions for how next year is going to be, because we are seniors, and next year there will be new seniors, or will we even have a senior class? Because we got
I
lucky.
think so.
Cause
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would for sure hope so. Like, I would think that they would have it early morning again,
Mm-hmm.
just like they are this year. I don't know if they would do it as a block schedule where, like, every day be media arts and then have them take English at their respective
I
school.
guess it depends, like how we got to vote for like if we got to do dual credit and media arts, or people just did
Oh yeah.
media arts. Maybe people get a vote this time, like.
Well, I don't know if
Next
that was a vote or just being like, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think ECS tried to do what would make most of the students happy, like the
Yeah.
majority. But I hope that we have a senior media arts class next year.
I would think so, yeah.
If not, it's going to be very upsetting.
Yeah.
True, yeah. But my prediction on how I feel like next year is going to be is if we take the right steps as seniors towards the juniors, even though we don't even get to see them.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that we don't get to see any of the underclassmen.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do.
Well, from the past couple of days, or like the past like 2 weeks or so, I haven't been really able to see them just because I've been working on this room.
In here.
Yeah, but hey, it's nice. It's nice,
fun.
you know.
It's nice.
Mhm. But I wish that we were able to be with the juniors more, because we can teach them of you know what's to come to being seniors here, and like, you know, just the amount of responsibility that you have to have for the underclassmen, or like the upcoming responsibility for them. Not only that, but just for the podcast, like we have to have people who are willing to not only make sure everything is in order and taken as at a serious matter, but also just having fun with it, and, you know, not abusing how this room is and how it's set up to be. Like I don't feel like it's right for people to use it. Like you can make music. I feel like it would be fun to do music in here, but just, you know, just talking about like really stupid topics, and, you know, saying like, who do you think about this rapper? Who do you think about? What do you think about, you know, Lil Wayne? Or, you know, I mean, like, it's like, how about topics that are, you know, trendy and like interesting, or something that has already occurred? Like, just keep it controlled, please. Anyways. What about your all's predictions? Like, what do you guys feel like should happen next year, or hope to happen next year?
Well, I mean, like, you know how like the juniors are coming up and they're gonna be like stepping on the. Yeah, I don't know what I was gonna say. They're stepping up.
Stepping up on the podium.
Yeah. I mean, sophomores and freshmen can still, like, you know, step up and, like, you know, take control sometimes, because like last senior class, they weren't really like into it as much. They just like kind of wanted to like get over it and like finish like school. They weren't really into it, from like what I've, you know, interacted with them. But at least like hopefully like the freshman and the sophomore that we get to meet in the afternoon can, you know, like step up and like take control like after us, and like, you know, hopefully they can like spread the news to the other students, and you know, carry on like the tradition of like doing fun stuff and like keeping it interesting, but like, you know, having your own creative like aspect to it. But so like from what I know, like from meeting the students, some students I like really hope to like see and like, you know, grow and make this place like better and improve it. But from like only being in like the third week of school, there, you know, there's a lot of potential out there that I hope to like see, you know, make it big. But I can't really have like a steady like opinion or like say on like how it's gonna be, but I just hope it's gonna, you know, carry on and make it big.
Yeah, like these freshmen, they haven't started really making projects. Like they're just presenting their PowerPoints that they made about themselves. So like I feel like when they start to learn like the aspects of like media and stuff, I feel like that's when we'll see kind of like get a perspective on who's gonna like stay longer and who's not, and who's just here to like have fun and play with the camera and who's not. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure we can all remember from our freshman class there were definitely some people who were there just to be at ECS.
True.
Like
No
I can
shade,
guarantee
though, but
that.
I mean, like, experiences.
I know, like it is great, but like I don't know, it kind of it's upsetting when someone could take the spot of someone who really wanted it and they just kind of waste it.
That's how I feel towards a sophomore that should have came in to be like a junior this year, and like then since we had to like cut our classes short because we have one village now, it was really upsetting to see like this girl had like a lot of potential, but she was cut off because there's only like one junior class now, and it's really upsetting that she wasn't able to come and be a junior. But she's gonna try and apply next year, and hopefully she can make it. But it's upsetting, like how you said, like kids who really did have potential didn't make it. It's I'd like to say that I hope that maybe we could have like a say in like growth and like who can stay or go. But I mean, like overall, it's gonna be teachers like choice. But I mean, maybe if we could have some a little bit of input to like we see a lot of potential in a kid, then we could hopefully have them stay and like continue how we said like traditions and stuff, keeping it fun and good.
Yeah, like there is this one freshman. Whew, he knows what he's talking about. Yep. If you are watching this, Tucker, from afternoon ECS freshman class, you are awesome. He has helped me out quite a bit with setting up this whole podcast audio wise, because we had older mics that are actually over here now that we are not going to be using, but I had such a hard time trying to set it up and I didn't know why. So then I asked Tucker if he knew anything about audio, and he was telling me how so we have two splitters over here that are connecting these two mics to the camera. And that's what I originally had for the older mics that are over here. And he was telling me how both of the audio were coming in to here, making it just together, like canceling each other out or something along those lines. And that they're both separate channels, and they all should represent each other. Or he said something like really, really smart. He said something really smart that stuck with me for a bit, but then it's how everybody goes. Goes in one ear, goes out the other. But I still remember some bit of what he said, and boy was it helpful, because now I was able to set up this mic, which I know it's kind of like me, like flexing over here while they just have Foley's, but it's all right. We all could just switch off and things like that. But you know what, Tucker, thank you, man. I appreciate your help.
Seniors still learn from freshmen,
Yeah.
Shout out to Tucker.
Shout out to Tucker.
I haven't
Tucker.
met you, but thank you, Tucker.
Tucker's really cool.
Okay.
Tucker's like one of those serious freshmen who know what they're talking about and won't back up on, and won't back down if they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Because he knows his facts. He's a big brain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's gonna listen to this and be like, "Oh my god, seniors know who I am."
Yeah. I was like when I was grabbing the MacBooks, I was watching his presentation that he did about himself, and everything that he said that he loved to do, like things you like to do on your spare time. It said writing, filming, editing, all sorts of stuff that involve everything in the filming industry. And I was like, him and I are gonna be pretty good friends. Yeah, he's a really cool dude. Love you, Tucker. I don't even know him that well, I've only talked to him like 3 times out of these 3 weeks of 3 weeks of school, and he's already my best friend. I love him.
Yeah. The chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would love to have Tucker here.
Tucker's top dog. Maybe you have him as like a guest here or something. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
Freshman input. That'd be so good.
Oh, that would be good.
That'd be so good. Maybe that's an upcoming episode. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we're we're gonna title it Freshman Input. Actually, you guys can talk about something. I'm gonna write that down really quick.
Oh, okay.
So we could, like how freshman input, we can also have sophomore input and junior input. We could probably have like a little,
Or like we could have like a podcast. This is like, oh shoot, this is like popping off at like a senior seminar.
Yeah.
In here, but I don't know how well that would work because the mics aren't very far ranging and it would be very fuzzy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So like how I said, we could have like freshman, sophomore,
we could
junior.
have
We can have them
like
like
a
sign
little
up like when they're free, like in the afternoon.
Yeah, we could have like a series for like each grade. Like here's the
that'd
freshman,
be so good. Yeah.
sophomore, junior, senior. Not again.
It's fine because while you guys were talking about the topics, and I went over here, as I went to go and sit down, it was still recording. So we didn't lose as much progress.
Yeah, I saw is like, I think I saw like when did we just talk about your nose?
Talked about my nose.
Huh? I started recording right when I saw the nose.
No.
So
Welcome back.
Wait. We are back!
High five!
That's gonna be so bad for the audio.
Yeah, it's just gonna cut randomly in the podcast so that like just everywhere.
Pilot episode.
Sorry, headphone users.
This is one hell of a podcast episode. This is amazing.
I don't know what the heck this is. It's okay.
Hey, if you guys have any advice, let us know.
Yeah, please. This is
we
this is
need
our
advice.
first time. Yeah. Thanks.
We're just high schoolers. So, I think where we like left off, where we like died.
Where we died.
We talked about having like a freshman come in, Tucker. If you wanna, have a little podcast episode, you're always welcome. We can have a freshman and a sophomore and a junior come in, and we can have their own input on like media arts, and maybe we can have like different villages too come in too.
Yeah.
Different village. Yes. We want everyone else's input. This is a podcast for the whole school. This isn't just for media arts. We want to keep it open, and if we want more like input from like the other schools like Scott County or Great Crossing, we can always have someone who doesn't.
Sorry. Please continue. That was so rude of me.
Nice sound cut burp for the audience. We can have people who don't go to ECS have their own input and just have a variety of topics to talk about and story time with the different students. And I think that would be like a really good thing to talk about and have people come back for more episodes.
How would you guys feel about having Miss Williams and Miss Lusby on the show? Or on the podcast?
The principals.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Now your brain's working.
I was thinking like teachers.
No.
I would love to have them on our show. I would love, I really want to, there's a lot of topics that, people can like ask us questions. Like we're going to have blank come in next week or something about that. And we can have like viewer questions come in. And
like we can literally just, at our schools, like you both go to Scott County, I go to Great Crossing. Division.
No, united as one. No.
We're united as one. We're all putting our hands in, by the way, for the audio listeners and who are not actually watching the video.
ECS unites all. We are all loved.
Yes.
We stick together.
So you both that go to Scott County, you guys can ask students on questions you want to ask, or the questions that they want to ask Miss Williams, and then for me, I can ask kids if they have any questions for Miss Lusby for any future podcast episodes. Like I don't know if you guys would want both of them to come in at the same time, or if we have like one episode just strictly Miss Lusby, and one episode strictly Miss Williams.
I think like 2 different episodes would be good to just keep like the topic straight. We won't want to mismatch, schools, and like I think it would just be more organized and better though.
Yeah, plus then in that way it might just be like, oh no, we have to only talk about things that apply to both schools, but that could really leave it limited.
Yeah.
So, like, talking about, like, the actual things that people may be more interested in listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Need different episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then we can, like, if we just talk to, like, one person, we can go into depth with them and not leave another principal out. So I think it would just be better just having 2 separate episodes if people would like that. Okay, no, sorry.
No!
I'm really sorry.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I think that would be a really good, like, episode to just talk to, like, students and principals. That'd be really interesting to, like, talk about. Because we don't really get much of their input, really. At least I don't think so. But, I mean, I don't know. I'd love to hear their side of the story.
We're recording a podcast.
Your
I don't
phone
see
went
my
off
phone
multiple
near the
times.
mic like yours.
Oh, okay. So we're having some feisty talk. Yeah, we can tell by the mood of green. Oh, in the green and blue. Which, by the way, if anybody can, tell us anywhere, like if you're a student and you see me, and if you tell me how many times these lights have changed throughout this entire podcast, I will give you $5. And same for them, although they'll be giving you $10.
Hey.
Is that guaranteed?
No, it's not guaranteed. I'm sorry. But you can still tell us how
Disclaimer.
many times the lights changed in this video.
You have to point out which lights change into how many times. So
Yeah,
if that
take
light
tallies
changes
for
like
each light.
12, that one's like 3. So you have to like tell the difference.
Yes.
You can't just say collectively. I don't know what I'm doing. That's y'all. That's your. that's your whole.
It just changed
Shebang.
2 times.
Sorry, audio listeners. We're just messing with the lights now. So that's when you have to go over to YouTube and actually watch the video so that you can tell exactly what we're doing. I was making those popping noises just to change the lights.
And if you
Just
go
worked
to our
again.
YouTube channel, please like, comment, and subscribe down below.
Yes. Join the notification squad, boys.
Turn on that notification bell so that you can get notified when we upload a new video.
Thank you.
Yeet.
Oh no.
Yes, I love being a scrub.
A scrub?
Oh man, I'm so funny. I humor myself all the time. Okay, anyways. Any other topics, ideas that we could possibly put forth into the podcast?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know that I just recently said how I don't want people coming on here talking about really stupid topics for no reason and just wasting a podcast time, but I kind of want to revoke back on a little bit of it, just saying like music, because I feel like music is also a big thing that people like to talk about. So we can talk about like different types of genres, different meanings behind the genres, like lo-fi, then there's pop, then indie music, country music.
We ain't throwing shade. It's just not our preference.
I prefer classic country, like Dolly Parton, Waylon Jennings, and all of those good folks. John Anderson, yeah, just not like Luke Bryan and stuff like that. Like that's just too much for me. Too rhetorical. But anyways, I'm just gonna write down music and just end this topic. Okay.
Cool.
So this podcast is already reaching about 40 minutes.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
Has that been like recording the entire time?
Yes, but there are cuts that I have to make, and
Yeah.
it's still like there's just like when the camera stopped recording.
Yeah.
There was like 5 minutes each that I would have to cut out, but it's all good because I'll just be doing this when I get home. Yeah.
Should we have like our own like Instagram to the podcast, or just would that be necessary? Though a YouTube channel would make sense.
Yeah, a YouTube channel makes sense.
I would. I would be more open to the whole Instagram idea. Like, okay, it's all about majority rule here. If you both want to do an Instagram and I don't, then we're doing Instagram. If two don't want to do Instagram, one person does, we're doing Instagram. It's all about majority rule here. Me personally, even though it would be a good idea, I feel like it also wouldn't, because like I feel like that we would, like preview who is coming up. Shut up, phone. My apologies, people. I feel like that if we we would preview, give like a little sneak peek of who's coming on the show by a picture of them, and we can say, we like to thank such and such for coming onto the show. Please stay tuned in for this day for the new podcast to go up. And I don't want it to be like, oh, that they had that person on there. Nah, I don't want to go and watch it. And like we lose people wanting to come in and talk and tune in to the podcast, because I actually want to, or like we all want to actually try to make this into something and see how it goes. So, I do think it's a good idea, but I'm leaning more towards not doing it just for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can try it out, by all means, we can totally try it out. I'm perfectly fine with it. It was just, I tend to overthink things.
I would think that it would bring more viewers in. Yeah, we wouldn't spoil anything, but we'd have we're gonna have this on show, and we can have on our story, who do you want on our next podcast, or have their input.
We could do
through Instagram
or something.
Yeah,
we can have a day where we just ask questions through Instagram, or have viewers send us questions.
Yeah, we can have a video story, and we can do a quick skit of asking people and having their input. I would think that we could try, and if it doesn't work out, we can totally stop.
Yeah.
But we could totally test and see if it would work out, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, it'll most likely be beneficial in giving us more connection to the viewers, and I think we could give it a chance, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay, so originally I was I don't think it's a good idea just for that reason. But now that you both said your reasoning behind it and what we can actually use Instagram for to help benefit the podcast, I'm all for it.
Yeah, but I understand we don't want to stray too far from our goal, just staying connected to the viewers. We don't want to just post random stuff. And
pause that.
Gonna swing from the chandelier.
From the chandelier. Wait. Okay. We're back again.
Where did we leave off?
Oh my god. Yeah. I just finished up talking about
Part 6.
Diana? No. Okay. I'll just grab a bigger SD card then. Or you know what? I'll worry about that off of the podcast. Anyways, we were just wrapping up with the whole Instagram bit and what you were saying about it.
I was saying we shouldn't stray too far from our goal. We shouldn't just post random stuff, and that we should, keep it consistent and not have too much, spoiling the episode, or we can have a picture of who's going to be on our next podcast, or ask questions, and we should just keep it consistent and not just post because we can.
Yeah.
Keep it organized and professional.
Yes. Well, even though being professional is dope, but it's also nice to have fun too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we can be professional.
We know our limits.
Yes. we know our limits. Our limits are.
After 3 full years of being
Imagination.
here, I think we know professional limits.
Definitely.
Because I feel like media arts likes to have fun.
Mhm.
So we know where like too much fun is.
Like I feel like that media arts is one of those villages where they tell you to do your work.
Don't die.
Sorry, I'm trying not to die here. They try to tell you to do your work and stuff, but
Card full.
does anybody have an
hope
SD card? All right, this is gonna go to. Okay, now we're having a bit of an issue.
7 times the magical number.
Part 7.
Yay!
Okay, so now we're picking up. Thank you, Diana. Now we're just picking up audio from this laptop that has been in front of me this entire time from all 3 of us, due to the fact that the card is now full on the Canon camera, which sucks a lot, but it's okay because we're getting a new SD card and we are going to start recording again. So then Diana's mic and Abby's mic will start working again. That was an SD card that was already in there, but I'm gonna take it home anyways to try to fix it. Yes. Should we keep this in? Should we just keep in our issue in the talk? Oh, topic. Thank you.
I mean, if we're going to keep our mistakes in, though, I mean, like, it's a pilot episode and we're like growing. I mean, we can like show like our growth throughout like each episode, but I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of like
we're getting the hang of things, so I
Mhm.
feel like showing a mistake is kind of inevitable in the first episode.
yeah. I mean,
No, I mean, like, yeah, we can show our mistakes. I'm just saying, like, should we just keep this part in? Because, like, I was, like, explaining what, like, we were going through at the moment. Like, our card was full. At the moment, we were just picking up audio from here because of the computer. And just to wrap up that little part that I was saying, I don't like the idea of having multiple computers in front of people, because I feel like that'll cause more of a distraction during a podcast, especially with if we have some people that are on the show that can get distracted very easily. Like, well, I can get distracted, but it's not that bad. But I mean, like, we might have to go towards that route if we start getting more of these mics in. Like, because like this setup is clearly working.
It's nice, yeah.
Yes, it's really nice. But just to wrap up everything, just to come to conclusion, to ball everything up into a tinfoil ball and throwing it into not the trash, but in the goalie.
In
the
goalie.
In the goalie.
Yeah, as in the person.
Soccer.
Into the goal. So like
I can't word good, okay? It's fine.
Hard.
All I'm saying is that yes, we are going to keep that part in, but it's to just explain this, like, some of the obstacles that we're dealing with at the moment and how we are trying our best to improve on them.
We're explaining how we messed up.
Yes. Anyways, we're about to reach 50 minutes on the podcast.
How big do we want these podcasts? Like 50 minutes?
I guess
an
it could
hour?
depend on the issue.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you look at other podcasts, like when we all listen to Serial, did your class listen to Serial?
Yeah.
We never did.
We did.
You guys were AP, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I guess just, like, pre-AP, was it?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
I think it was pretty.
Yeah, but, like, the episodes were all, like, different lengths according to what, like, part of the case that they were covering.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't really feel like we need to set, like, we need the podcast to be this long every time.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm comfortable for however long it is. I just feel like that we should, like, the minimum amount of time that we have for to record for a podcast would be like 50 minutes. You know, just make it nice, like a nice lengthy. Excuse me, my apologies. I'm burping up a nice coffee here. But like I prefer it to be like at minimum 50 minutes, just because like I would like to have like a nice lengthy podcast. It's like something that you can like immerse yourself into, and not like a YouTube video, which is like what 12 to 15 minutes. Yeah.
How like often are we gonna make one?
It could also maybe depend on topics too, because like if it happens like only this week and like it happens fast, like I would think we would have like an episode a week, but I don't know. It just depends on like who we're gonna have, how much time everyone has, like when we're available. It just I guess depends on everyone and like their schedules and what we're gonna talk about. So it could just like vary, like one episode a week or like even 3 episodes a week. We just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I feel like that due to the fact that we have an actual podcast room set up, we're gonna want to bang out as many as possible. But I'd feel like I feel like
maybe if we go too fast, we might get burnt out though.
Yeah, we don't want to work ourselves too hard.
Yeah.
I mean, like tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Tomorrow, Wednesday, have something to do? No. Okay. Sorry, just checking my schedule in my brain. I might actually try to see if I can have Tucker on the show tomorrow, or in the next upcoming podcast. Hopefully, Tucker, please, man. We're like best buds now just because we like the same stuff, even though we haven't talked to each other in like a week, but it's okay.
But we really do appreciate like how he helped us and with the audio. It was really good, and like shout out to Tucker if you can come on the show. Thank you.
Yes.
I wish I could be here every day. Like, this is so much more fun than the museum. It's so quiet.
But we were not shaming the museum. The museum is a great place.
No, it is fun. That's not what I'm saying.
It's just that we'd like a change of pace from time to time.
Yeah.
Like Mondays. You come in mainly Mondays and Tuesdays.
That's it. Yeah.
And then Wednesday to Friday, you have to go to the museum. Like, why couldn't there ever be a way for you to do, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday here, Thursday, Friday, next Monday, museum?
We're not open on Mondays and Tuesdays. That's why I come here.
That makes
That's
sense.
the whole reason I come here. Otherwise, I wouldn't come in here at all.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Lots of sense being made, people.
Yeah.
But, yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything that's podcast worthy or saving for another episode or gay?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. Our teacher just walked in, by the way.
Hi.
We're just wrapping up on our podcast.
Yeah, what y'all talking about?
So many things.
Like what?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about school.
Could you guys share the mic?
Being seniors and what next year is going to be like when us seniors, moving on and other people are stepping up.
Yeah.
And just talking about like recent events and I think what we're going to plan like for future podcast episodes, just topics.
What are your plans after college? What are your
After
plans after
college.
high school?
After high school.
After high school.
Hopefully college.
College, definitely.
Let's see if I get
Where do you
enough
wanna go?
money. I'm applying, so we're figuring that out once
Yeah.
I
Where
get
do you-
in.
Where do you hope to go?
In-state, Bellarmine. Out-of-state, SCAD in Georgia, the Savannah
feel
College
that.
of Art and Design.
Yeah, that's awesome. What about you, Diana?
Modern College of Design in
Dayton,
Ohio.
right? Yeah, they judge for us. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Eli, what about you?
Well, I plan on going to Florida to Dave Technical School,
Yeah.
which I'm going to be an exempt student. because I want to get the information that I can so that I can build off of it without going into debt.
Yeah,
So,
that's a really good idea.
I'll be going into Dave's school for VFX and then maybe Los Angeles Film School. Some students rock.
So, it's everybody's dream job, real quick, before I leave and go home and pet my bulldog.
What? Dream job?
Yeah, what do you want to do with your life? I wanted to be an author in 6th grade. That was like what I wanted to do. I wanted to write. I wanted to create books, and then I wrote for a living in news, and it wasn't that great. But I still do my writing now. Like I carried my passion just into my hobby, right? Like I write for like Dungeons and Dragons, or I write stuff for school. I don't write books, but I kind of do what I still love, right? So like, what about you?
Younger me wanted to be like a video game designer and make like video games like Skyrim and things like that. But
Yeah.
that kind of like died off. And
Hey, the camera's about to die.
yeah.
Anxiety.
That's what I wanted to
So,
say.
quick answers, real quick.
Shotgun. Okay, I was actually wanting to be a full-time director for stuff, but now that I think about it, I just kind of want to maybe teach media.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like that'd be so
It's
fun.
legit as heck.
Okay.
You should be the next video.
Okay, when I was young, I used to want to be like a special effects editor, but then I realized that's hard. And so now I like taking pictures, so I want to be a photographer. Yay.
Literally beautiful. Thank you. ECS podcast. What are you calling this?
I have
We
no
call it
idea.
the MAV podcast.
The MAV podcast.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's good.
Even though we are allowing the entire school to try to use the room,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
But
Kinda wanna
it's
keep it
media
home.
arts, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's been good.
alrighty.
Yay,
Thank you,
thank
Mr.
you.
Jones. That was Mr. Jones, by the way. He is our magnificent teacher.
I try my best.
Okay, so I'm gonna quickly wrap this up. Wait, Mr. Jones.
Yeah.
Quick question.
What's up?
Could I take this Mac home?
You may.
So
Go
that
ahead. That's fine.
okay, sweet. Thank you. Okay. Besides all that, we're gonna wrap up this podcast because the camera is about to die again, and I just want to make sure that we have enough time for we're not excluding the video watchers, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Mhm.
Okay. I am one of the hosts, Eli.
Diana.
And Abby.
Alrighty, and we hope you guys can tune in for the next podcast. Hopefully Tucker can come on. Tucker, get on, big boy.
I want to meet you, Tucker.
Hi, Tucker.
Alrighty. Alright. Okay, so everybody just, say goodbye, say your farewells. And,
Thank you.
Bye.
Can we clap our way out?
Yeah, clap your way out.
No, I mean like.
Oh, yes. Clap. Okay, this is our signature clap out.
Tradition.
Yeet.
Okay.